From the beginning, I talked about how everything is essentially energy, and everything is energy in motion. So the different physical things that we see, the different thoughts that we have, the different ideas that we have, dreams, and so on and so forth, everything we experience in our consciousness is just some form of energy. My being as a human being with a particular brain allows me to interpret this energy in a particular way, which shows up as my everyday reality. So what a human sees may perhaps be different from what, say, a dog sees, or what, say, a bird sees, or what they experience, because we translate or we transduce that energy differently, and it's that energy that shows up as different people, different animals, as the clouds, as the table, the chair, water, whatever it may be, sound, taste, different forms of light, etc., etc. Energy is in motion, and that motion can be described as some form of vibration. It is vibrating at a particular state, it's vibrating at a particular frequency, so it has a particular unique vibrational frequency or vibrational signature, and it's the uniqueness that makes things distinct and different, and it makes things their own way. You see this from the human thumbprint. Each person has a unique thumbprint, and I'm sure if you went to anything from animals to trees, you find that each one is unique. You may have a tree lined up with, say, eucalyptus trees, but you realize that each one grows very differently. Each one is unique. Every single thing is unique. Every single person is unique, because we all have our signature vibration. The vibration, how it moves, its rhythm, its frequency, not only defines how it looks, how it feels, how it tastes, how it is experienced, but also the things around it. If you take yourself or a human being as a vibrational being, vibrating some particular vibration which perhaps we can't see, but it is felt and it's doing its own thing. Whatever vibration you are vibrating or you are determines the ripples that are coming out of you and that you're taking in. So the tune of your vibration, the frequency of your vibration, which is the state of your consciousness, affects what you are experiencing or what you're creating around you. This is why you hear in a lot of circles where they teach manifestation and creating the life that you want, that you create your reality, and that if you want to manifest something, you manifest what you are. You don't manifest what you want to become and just keep holding on to I want to. You become a version of that vision that you see, that future self, and in essence you vibrate from that point, and the world around you changes. You become that thing. That's why you may have heard in some places that it begins with you. It begins with you because you are the one vibrating out, and you are the one who has the ability to change your vibration. You can change your vibration by changing your state of being, which is how you're feeling, how you're thinking, the thoughts you're having. All of that represents the vibrational state you're in. If you're feeling negative, you have negative thoughts, which then reinforce to give you negative beliefs. If you're having negative thoughts, it translates into your feelings, your emotions. If you're having negative emotions, it translates back into your thoughts, and then they just continue to feed each other, because your thoughts and your emotions are connected, as well as your beliefs. And all these come together like a cocktail to influence your actions. What do I mean by this? Every action that we take is based on some belief, some thoughts, and some feeling. You have a thought, sometimes unconscious thoughts, and then you do something. You can have a conscious thought about something and then take action on it. You can feel a particular way and then take action. Your action is sort of the result of this interplay between your emotions and your thoughts and your belief systems. So everything you do in some way or form is coming from who you are, in the sense of what you believe you are. It's coming from your beliefs, from your thoughts and your emotions. Let me use an example. If you believe dogs bite people, if from the time you're growing up, that is the experience you had, so you've formed that belief system about the reality in terms of dogs, because maybe you lived in a place where dogs attacked a lot of people. That belief system becomes entrenched in your mind, in your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, and your unconscious mind. It becomes your perspective on reality, your lens on reality. It becomes how you see the world, how you see dogs in particular. So every time you see a dog, what happens? You have a feeling of, say, fear or panic, because you believe that dogs bite people. So your emotion is coming from the belief that you have, which is your, like I said, your perspective or your lens on how you see the world. So you see a dog and the first thing is fright, because why? My belief is that it will bite me or it may bite me. And then those emotions, those feelings that you have, play particular thoughts which comes into your head, like, this dog may bite me, so because of that I need to run, or I need to do something, or I need to strike it or attack it. I need to attack it first before it attacks me. And this thought and belief combination, thought and emotion and belief combination, may then cause you to act, like I said, to either run or to decide to strike the dog, whatever action you may decide to make. And that action is what may even reinforce the belief. So let's say you decide to run and now the dog starts chasing you. Then your reality becomes, yes, it's true. Whenever I see dogs, they look like they're going to bite me, they look dangerous, and when I run, they do chase me. It goes back into your belief system and it reinforces it. Yes, dogs bite people, dogs chase people, and you continue to create that picture, and it reinforces the feeling and reinforces the thoughts. And just by that continuous process going, you may not necessarily be doing this process consciously, but your unconscious mind takes that information and sets it as belief, puts in your subconscious mind, which just takes it as emotions and sees it as its truth, and you have thoughts about it, and then you take actions on it. And as this continues on and on and on and on and on, that becomes the reality you live in. So unconsciously you are creating your reality. It may not seem that way to you, but you are playing a part in creating that reality, because once again you are tuning to a particular vibrational frequency, call it fear, call it fright, which then plays out in your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions. And you act on the world, you imprint your vibration to the world, you put your ripple out into it, and it ripples and brings you back feedback. Dogs are bad, dogs are scary, and then on and on and on and on it goes. That's just one example. You can decide to take a positive example, like, good things happen for me all the time. Every time I find myself in a tricky situation, good things happen for me. This is probably the belief you've had growing up. So that belief is like your operating system. It's how you see the world. It's what was formed in your unconscious mind growing up, because maybe you grew up in a space or place where good things are always happening. So in your mind you walk around the world, oh, good things are always happening for me. So what? You play out that tune, you play out that frequency, that vibration. If you can think of yourself as an instrument that can play out music, that means that is the music you're playing out. Positive, good things happen, good things happen. So then what happens? It reinforces your emotions. So you're always feeling good, because it doesn't matter what happens, good things happen. You're feeling good, you have thoughts, your thoughts reinforce that good things happen for me, good things happen for me. And what then happens? You act that out. You act out in that consciousness that, as for me, good things happen for me. So all your actions in the world are positive, because you know that no matter what action you take, something good happens for you. And in fact, you end up taking good actions and good things happen for you. And just these two examples I've given, you can apply to any kind of emotion and just test it out. Ponder over it, contemplate, think about it, and you see that these are things that we are always doing. We are, in a large sense, creating the reality we get to experience. We are creating it. And what happens a lot of the time is, when I say we're creating it, a lot of people will not like to hear that idea because so much is happening in their lives that feels like they don't have control over. Of course, I'm human, sometimes it happens to me and I get into that state as well. So one thing I would like to emphasize is, I'm not saying you are consciously creating it. A lot of the time, we are doing this unconsciously. When I say you're creating it, I'm talking about the mechanism of creation or creating that you are part of and you are participating in just by being a form of consciousness that's having an experience. By your nature, you create. Whether you're conscious of it or not, it doesn't care. You're creating it because you may be creating from your unconscious habits and beliefs. And this is normal to begin with before you become aware of this, because your unconscious and subconscious habits, patterns and belief systems are more or less the first programming about the world that you receive when you come into this reality as a child. When you come in, you learn all these things. Your guardians, your parents, your community, your society will teach you this is what the world looks like, and they keep repeating it to you and you keep repeating it to yourself, and in that you are unconsciously creating the program that will run your life, so that when you are not even consciously there, that program can run. It's like learning to walk and learning to later learning a direction to a particular place. You learn the direction consciously over a period of time, and after a time you can walk there without even realizing you showed up there. You may be thinking about something and next thing you know, you're where you are. The unconscious and the subconscious learns through repetition, puts it in your program system, and then acts that out. And that process of belief translating into emotions, thoughts and actions is the creative process. So whether you are aware of it, conscious of it or not, you are creating. And if you take time to steady yourself, steady your reality with your conscious mind, you will realize that where you find yourself, where you've been, the world you're living in, you have played a huge part of it, usually unconsciously. So all this that I'm discussing with you, we're learning, we're discussing together, is how to become a conscious creator, how to become the creator of your reality consciously, and it begins for me from understanding some of these things, because a lot of these things are used in so many different ways, and I personally like to understand it this way because it's helped me see who I am and my participation with reality, my participation as a vibrational being that can attract and repel and is always vibrating at a certain rhythm, at a particular signature, and affecting everything around me. How my awareness of that, me learning this, understanding it and living it and acting it, gives me a conscious creative power, so that I'm not a puppet to my habits or my belief systems and keep replicating my old life. I hope this has given you some value or giving you something to think about. It's something I think about all the time, and I always like to go back to the term vibration, energy, frequency and all of that, because like I said, I feel is the basic underlying structure of the reality. So understanding it from that level, you see how it ripples, and it ripples fractally out into reality, so that you can see it in other things. So when you see yourself being a particular way, having a particular emotion, you can now understand that, oh, it's my belief, and this is coming from habitual vibration or habitual thoughts, habitual emotions, and so on and so forth. And from that, slowly learning how to work with these different parts of myself, these different aspects of my being, to become more of a conscious controller of my life and create the life that I want. And I'm sure we all want that for ourselves. So as always, I hope this has been helpful to you or useful in some way, and leave a comment. Let's have a discussion. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification icon, and share it with anyone you think will gain some value from this. Thank you for listening, because without you I wouldn't be making this video. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.